Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. In this video, I will be going over the new 4K Ultra HD announcements and pre-orders for September 27th, 2024. Keep in mind release dates and technical specs are subject to change. If there are any changes or additional retailer exclusives, I will update them in a future video. Also, be sure to check out my previous 4K pre-order videos for titles you may be looking for and were not covered here. Direct Amazon links to the titles listed in this video when they are live can be found on the channel's community page. One of the big releases announced this past week is, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine coming to 4K, and the release date will be October 22nd. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you, this will in fact include Dolby Vision. So it looks like this actually may be a benefit from the Sony distribution deal of Disney and Fox titles on physical media. And rumor around the campfire is this will be an ongoing thing going forward. So we'll just have to wait and see. But of course, it will also support Dolby Atmos for the audio, and there will be a standard slipcover edition. For Steelbook collectors, there will be two versions of the Steelbook, not exclusive to any particular retailer. Pre-orders are not yet live as of this recording, but I expect that to change very soon, maybe even later today or at the very latest next week. For those not wanting to plop down the cash for the Second Sight UK version of The Hitcher, the domestic US release will be coming out on October 22nd, and it will have the same transfer as that particular release. Pre-orders are not yet live for this title. Some mod 4K releases are expected to drop also on the 22nd. That's really turning out to be a very heavy release day. Among them are going to be Tag, starring Jeremy Renner. The National Lampoon's Vacation spinoff Vacation will be coming out on 4K the same day, as well as The Intern, starring Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro. Pre-orders are not yet live, but I expect that to change very soon. Deaf Crocodile will be releasing a 4K edition of Trapped Ashes, scheduled to arrive on October 28th, and they have confirmed it will in fact support HDR and Dolby Vision. We talked about this in last week's video, but now we have an official release date for Kevin Smith's latest film, The 430 Movie. That will be November 5th. And also, according to the tech specs, it will fully support HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos audio. And as a reminder, this looks to be an only Amazon Steelbook exclusive. Lionsgate's The Crow reboot is also scheduled to arrive on 4K. The official release date for that will be November 5th. Kino Lorber has unveiled their official artwork for their November 26th releases, including the film Bug coming to the 4K format, as well as Below. And M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit is also scheduled to arrive the same day, and all three of these are now currently up for pre-order over at Kino's website, and I expect the various other retailers to follow shortly. The new remastered version of Edgar Wright's Shaun of the Dead is coming to 4K on December 3rd, which will be getting both a slipcover and a non-exclusive steelbook. The difference between this release, obviously besides the remastering, is it will include Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos audio, whereas the previous release was DTS:X. Also announced this past week, Alien Romulus is coming to 4K. This is also coming out on the 3rd of December. A standard slipcover edition, as well as presumably a non-exclusive steelbook, will be available for pre-order shortly. And just like Deadpool and Wolverine, this will support Dolby Vision. Arrow Video announced their December lineup this morning, beginning with the December 10th release of the vampire flick The Addiction. This will support HDR and Dolby Vision for the grading. And also the same day, Demolition Man is coming to 4K, also supporting HDR and Dolby Vision, but a new Dolby Atmos will also be included for this release. Neon announced this past week that Sydney Sweeney starring in Immaculate is coming to 4K for a US release, and that is coming out on December 17th. Now currently up for pre-order, a standard and a steelbook edition of the animated feature Transformers 1 is coming out sometime, I would say possibly before the end of the year, but most likely early 2025. Kino Lorber announced this past week that Happy Gilmore is coming down the pike probably sometime in the new year, and it is confirmed to support HDR and Dolby Vision. In next week's video, we're expecting to announce the Shout Factory December lineup, and among them, Silent Night, Deadly Night is expected to arrive on 4K. Other rumored Shout Factory announcements either coming in December or beyond, including Rock and Roll High School coming to 4K, which that would be a very interesting one. And The Holdovers is also scheduled to arrive on the format from Shout Factory. Seth MacFarlane's Ted is also scheduled to arrive on 4K from Shout in the coming months. And Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, Far and Away, will be arriving on the format. That should look really beautiful in full 4K with Dolby Vision. And yes, the long-rumored and gestating The Faculty is scheduled supposedly for mid-December. And this is an intriguing one. The Wallace and Gromit Complete Collection is supposedly coming to 4K in the coming months. And Nosferatu the Vampire is allegedly coming from Shout Factory. So once again, stay tuned to next week's video for all the Shout Factory rundown. And pre-orders are now live for the upcoming 4K release of the animated film The Wild Robot. It's time to go over this week's international pre-orders and announcements. And just as a reminder, most 4K discs are region-free. A Steelbook edition of both Terrifier 1 and 2 is coming to the UK, and that release date will be November 25th. Arrow's UK announcements for December include a new 4K edition of The Great Escape, and unlike the Kino Lorber version released here in the States, this will in fact support HDR and Dolby Vision. Pre-orders are starting to go live, and the release date for this will be December 2nd. Arrow also announced that a 4K edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Weird is coming on December 9th. Also coming that day from Arrow Video, The Addiction, just like the US counterpart, will be coming to 4K. And of course, the UK will be getting their own version of Demolition Man, arriving on December 9th, and it will have the same tech specs as the US release. The UK is getting a 4K edition of Hellboy the Crooked Man, and that is coming in December. The UK is also appearing to get the Steelbook editions of the upcoming M. Night Shyamalan releases on 4K, including Signs, which is coming out on December 16th, as well as The Sixth Sense. I'm not sure about the artwork for The Sixth Sense, but I kind of dig the one for Signs. But no word yet if a domestic US release of Steelbooks will be forthcoming. So those were this week's 4K announcements and pre-orders for September 27th, 2024. Let me know in the comments section, what titles did I talk about this week are you planning to pick up for yourself? And if you are interested in any of the titles I did talk about in this video, I will leave direct Amazon links on the channel's community page as they become live. And finally, a special thank you to all my Patreons for your continued support. It is very much appreciated. If you would like to support me through Patreon, I will leave a link in the description of this video. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.